now that you got the first part of Shir Tesvav Klar, let us move on to the second part. If you remember, the way we ended off was that Rabbah said a statement that if the animal tunneled under the wall, he's pater because he's an Einis. But if it did not tunnel, then it would come out that according to Rabbah, the owner would be chayiv. So the Gemara is trying to figure out what Rabbah was talking about. And the Gemara says he must have been talking about, the Gemara assumes in the beginning at least, that he was talking about the case of Nifritza B'layla, V'yatza V'zika pater, that if the wall fell down at night and it went out, the owner is pater for the damage caused by the animal. And again, Rabbah said that if it tunneled under the wall, he's pater because he's an Einis, but if the wall fell down by itself, then the owner is chayiv. The Gemara now is going to prove that Rabbah could not have been talking about the case of Nifritza B'layla when the wall fell down. That we got it mixed up. Rabbah never meant that. And the reason is like this. Let's analyze what type of wall over here. So the owner locked it up in a wall, and Rabbah said that if the wall fell down by itself, the owner is going to be chayiv for the damage caused by his animal. What type of wall was the animal locked up in? Now, if it was a sturdy wall, so the owner had it locked up properly, responsibly, like a good guy, behind a sturdy wall, then this statement makes no sense. How could it be that if the animal did not tunnel out, but the animal got out, for some reason the wall fell down, or the animal got out, and the owner is chayiv? Why would he be chayiv? He acted responsibly. So it can't be that the owner locked it up behind a sturdy wall. So it must be then that the owner locked it up behind a wobbly wall. Now that's going to be a problem with the first statement of Rav. Because Rav in the first statement said, or Rabbah, said that if it tunneled under the wall, he's pater. If the owner locked it up in a wobbly wall, that means halachically he didn't lock it up at all. A wobbly wall is not a good wall. So he didn't lock it up. Then why would he be pater if the animal tunneled under it? It's called a tchilasei b'pshia v'seifei b'ainis. And just to explain what tchilasei b'pshia v'seifei b'ainis, I'm going to give you the case brought down in the Gemara Namafkid. The Gemara Namafkid says that the only way, that one acceptable way to watch money is to bury it underground. When money is buried underground, it's protected from fire and it's protected from robbers. Now let's say a fellow decided that he's not going to put it underground, but he hid it in a bundle of reeds or a reed hut, a place where the Gemara says it's protected from robbers because robbers would never dream of looking money in a reed hut, but it's not protected from fire because fire, if a fire comes, there's no way you're going to be able to protect it, and you'd be pesheya. If fire came, you'd be pesheya. Now let's say somebody hid it in a bundle of reeds, and it did not get burnt up, but it got stolen. Somebody came and stole it. Now in this case, the owner was pesheya. He was pesheya because he put it in a place that it could have gotten burnt up. But at the end of the day, the way that it got lost was not with a fire, but it got lost with somebody stealing it. So that's tchilasei b'pshia. In the beginning, he started off being negligent, but seifei b'ainis. But at the end of the day, the way that the item got lost was with an einis. And over here, there's two versions, the machlekes exactly, if you're chayev or pater. So if you want to explain our case, and our case is where the owner locked up the animal behind a wobbly wall. Well, that's tchilasei b'pshia. It starts off being a pshia because locking behind a wobbly wall halachically is insignificant. It's not considered to be a watching. But at the end of the day, the way the animal got out was because it tunneled under it, knocked down the wall, and it's an einis. So it's tchilasei b'pshia v'seifei b'ainis. Some opinions say tchilasei b'pshia v'seifei b'ainis is chayiv. And therefore, if we just recapitulate exactly what's going on over here, if Rabbah said, we'll see, and I'll just finish over here, but Rabbah said that he's pater only when the animal tunneled out. But that would mean that the animal did not tunnel out, but the wall fell down by itself, he would be chayiv. So Rabbah said if it tunneled, he's pater. If it didn't tunnel, he's chayiv. Well, if it was a sturdy wall that he hid behind, so again, if it didn't tunnel out, why should he be chayiv? He acted responsibly. And if you tell me that he hid it behind a wobbly wall, so then why, if it tunneled out, is the owner pater? That's tchilasei b'pshia v'seifei b'ainis. It starts off with a pshia by putting it behind the wobbly wall. The end of the day, the animal went out b'ainis, but still by tchilasei b'pshia v'seifei b'ainis, some opinions hold that you're chayiv. And Rabbah's statement would not make any sense according to them. And therefore the Gemara now wants to, it cannot be that it's talking about when Nifritza B'layla, when the wall fell down. Because if it was a sturdy wall, then even if it didn't tunnel out, he should be pater. And if it was a wobbly wall, even if it did tunnel out, he should be chayiv. We will continue after you get this klor. Move on to section 3.